I've made a start on the camping area. I put that little backdrop in here. It's very low, but I can't do anything about it because of the roof. And then I'm going to make a little waterfall down here, and this would be a small stream going past the campsite. And to raise the banks on either side, I've cut cardboard like that, which will go alongside the track here and the other one the other side, so that will form the bank of the river. And then I have trees along the background here, and then the camping area will be a reasonable size there. I get tents and what have you in there. So that's it. That's as far as I've got for the moment. Oh, look where Monty and I are. In Gwendolyn. When I was getting on so well with the campsite and everything. And oh dear. What's happened is it's not funny, but it is funny really. Mandy's father is in hospital in the Midlands near Birmingham. Oh, I shouldn't say Birmingham, because it's Black Country, so I'll say we're around Walsall, Wednesbury area. And he was in hospital, he went in for a hip operation, and while he was in there he got infections all over the place. Chest infection, kidney infection, goodness knows what else infection. And then this morning they tested him and he got COVID positive. And Mandy had spent several hours with him yesterday, and she was going to come back today. Well, there's no way that I wanted to catch COVID, so instead of her isolating, I'm isolating. I've come away in Gwendolyn, and I'm at the little car park. It's free. It's privately owned. And it's by the river, and it's very close to Ogmore Castle, the castle that I used for inspiration on the layout. So it's dark now because I've only just arrived, and it's 7 o'clock. I've had time to pour myself a vodka mac, and that's about it. But tomorrow I'll show you around. It's a nice area. So tonight I'm going to cook myself a meal, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I can't do anything on the layout. So anyway, for now, good night. See you tomorrow. Good morning. We've awoken to a very, very miserable, misty, horrible looking morning, and it's cold outside. And you can see I'm wearing a very bright yellow hoodie, and I don't think you'll be able to read the words that it says on it, but it says there has been an alarming increase in the number of things that I know nothing about. And it's a lovely saying, and it was actually tattooed on the arm of a young man who unfortunately died of a heart attack last year, and he was only in his 30s, a lovely young man. But anyway, we're sitting next to the river. There's the river Ogmore. A few miles downstream, the river Ogmore meets the sea, and there's the mouth. There's a big sign there saying that it's dangerous to swim here. And way over there in the distance is Ogmore Castle. A bit bigger than I have on the layout. I'm going to leave Gwendolyn there for a bit and go for a run on Muriel down the lane there to show you a very, very pretty little hamlet. And here we are, not even 100 yards away from where I am in Gwendolyn. Little thatched cottages. Very, very pretty here. Well, Mandy's tested negative enough times now after a reasonable period, so I've come back. And before I set off, I managed to get the banks of the little stream glued down. So now I'm going to paint them brown, and then you can be able to see where the stream goes. Now that's a bit better. You can now get an idea of where the stream goes, and then I've made this little bit of a waterfall to put up there. So we'll see about getting that done. Where there's water, there's very often a willow tree, and I've made that one. That was my very first attempt, and now I'm going to make one which I hope will turn out a little bit better. But to make them, I've been using, or I used on that one, a cocktail stick, some whipping twine left over from my boating days, but you might find that ordinary string will work as well. Some old or some cheap hairspray and a hot glue gun. Now the one that you've just seen, if up to scale, would be about 12 foot to 13 foot tall, and I want them a bit bigger than that. So I cut the string before to 4 inches. I'm now going to cut to 8 inches. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces. And then we have my 4 pieces of whipping twine. There's the cocktail stick, and I'm going to start I'm going to leave enough to poke into the scenery so the tree will stand up. But now I'm going to take the hot air gun, or hot glue gun, sorry, and put it along there. Now take a piece of twine and put it into that. That one I'm taking more or less all the way to the top, and the next one quarter of the way around, another bit of glue, and this one I'm not going to take it all the way to the top. I'm going to stop it a little bit down, and then a quarter way round. And this one again, I'm not going to go all the way to the top. Number in between. And then put the fourth one on. Mind you, don't burn your fingers doing this. Alright, so I've got all 4 pieces on there now, and I think I'm going to give another. I'm going to make it 5. So I'm going to cut another piece about 8 inches long again. Let's say this is only my second attempt, the first one being an absolute prototype to test the theory. But now I'm going to put another one along there. Right, now if I just roll that a little bit, you get like the trunk of the tree. I can always add on a little bit more glue afterwards as well if I want. Now the next thing to do is to unravel the pieces of twine. So going against the normal twist, open it up and untwist it. It is a bit fiddly, and I've no doubt somebody's going to say, oh, much better way of doing it than that. But at the moment I can't think of it. I can't think of a better way. So I'm doing it the hard way. When I was a cadet at sea, I was working with the carpenter one day, and he said to me, Charteris, he said, why is it that if there are two ways of doing things, you always choose the most difficult? And I think he was probably right, but I try to pick the easiest ways now, but it does take time. And what I've attempted to do is to allow the branches to come out at different stages on the way up. So now I can add that one down there a little bit. I can cut the save unraveling too much, so it's going to touch the ground, so I'm going to cut that one off about there. That'll save quite a lot of unraveling. And then this one will touch the ground. Oh, well, I'll leave that one, I think. Let's get on with these. Well, having got it fairly well untwisted, except this one, what I did, I put them all back like that and twisted it round to try and get them to start to lie down or fall over, and then sort them out more or less where you want them to be. And then with the hairspray, that stiffens them all up, or it will do when it's dry. Oh well, that's scattered over nicely. I'll do a little bit more, I think. And I'm going to let that harden off, and then we'll give it a bit more of a blast. I wasn't really happy with that, not really happy with this either, but it's coming there. But I found in my scenery bit drawer this, which is 3-ply natural jute Phyllis they call it, and that I found much easier to work with, to unravel and spread out. It is much softer as well, which means it's a little bit more difficult to make it stand up and then roll over, but it's coming. So I'm hoping that's going to look a bit better. Well, there's a little waterfall and a little stream running along with little white dots, so glue that hasn't dried yet. And down there, but now I need, there's the campsite office there and the house, but I need some trees to put along there. So I'm going to have a search in this box here, which is all the old trees, shrubs and what have you. I took off my old layout. I'll see if I can find something in there. But from the castle we now have a camping ground. There it is. You can watch the train go by. And sit by the little stream. Well, that's it for this time. Next time, the industrial area along the back there and the farm in the corner. So once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you come back and watch the industrial area. For now, bye bye.